And welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have 5 articles, 5 topics for this video. First one, Donald Trump refuses to debate Kamala Harris. Is it good? Is it bad? I think he sucked in the first one too. You might not like it, but that's the reality. I wouldn't say that she sucked because I didn't have any expectations from her. Therefore, she always sucks. But at least he had, I think, a level where he came from down. Kamala Harris was at the same level of cock-a-doodle-doo and looking pretty or something like this, if she can. Now, that's the first topic. The second one, I will show you freedom and democracy in Germany, where I'm going to play a video with a terrified child being chased by the German Polizei, police, and the child is carrying a Palestinian flag. I will play that and I will make some points regarding the police officers for the staff, and we're going to talk about this incident. Next one is Lavrov said something that we're going to discuss, obviously, and he says that talk of nuclear red button, and I'm quoting Lavrov, inappropriate. Lavrov being the foreign minister of the Russian Federation. So he says that talking about the nuclear war or red button is inappropriate. We're going to talk about why it is and why it could maybe be BB. We're going to talk about that one. Next one. Israeli Defense Forces raid Al Jazeera office. I'm going to show you. It's a video. I'm not going to play the video, obviously, because we are on YouTube, so we can't do this. On YouTube, you can't do this thing. Anyway, did you catch that? All right, and the next one is, I will show you, again, the level of the British English. I'm going to hurt the English now. English civilization in London. And this is the progress towards this. And who is responsible? We have names. Nobody does anything about it. And that is new rape reported every hour in London, Great Britain, England. Every hour is reported. Remember, there are many that are not reported. So this is the level of the Western civilizations. I wonder why. I heard that half of London is... no, they're all English. All right, let's move to the first article here. Here it is. With election day less than 2 months away. Oh, that's beautiful. Day away. That's great. Rhymes. With the election day less than 2 months away, Harris agreed in October, CNN debate against Trumper, but he says it's too late. Well, look at this picture. Is it clear that these guys want to push a narrative? She's like, what are you talking about? I'm so superior. And you are just an unhinged old idiot. Right? Great. Billionaire, by the way. But she's not. She's just like us, like all of us. All right. So the first point. That so-called debate was not a debate. That's not how you conduct a debate. In a debate, you attack the opponent directly, you interrupt the opponent, you talk over the opponent. There are some moderators over there. You are over there to win. You're not allowed 2 minutes, and after 2 minutes, the other one has a statement 2 minutes, and the other one has a statement 2 minutes. No. It's not only that. You have to have courage. You have to know how to tip the other one into making a mistake. Like that? No. And you got the moderators who are on your side. Time is on my side. Same here. They were on her. Anyway, but he did not perform well. I don't understand why. People who are familiar with the issue, like you and I, maybe you watched Trump during his 2015 and then 16 when he got elected, obviously, and the 2020 elections, right? When he went to the rallies, the debates that he had, and his performance dropped. From the 2015, let's put it 2015 and 2019, let's say that cycle, or let's say the elections, 2016, 2020. His rhetoric is not the same whatsoever to the rhetoric. So his performance during this debate was a 2 out of 10 for me. Let's say the one when he debated the same way, Hillary Clinton. Remember Hillary Clinton when he said, yeah, because you'll be in jail, and he talked about her husband Billy Clinton, Billy the Kid. Remember? Now that was kind of a debate when he could talk, when he could, tip things, when he could add things. That was closer a little bit. Now there was a debate. It was like this for Trump, and then with Biden he was like this, and then now he's like this. What happened is because these guys maybe threatened him. Maybe he knows he's gonna go to jail because these guys say, buddy, you're gonna go there, and then guess what? Next is gonna be your family. Like in the old times when someone would, take over another kingdom, would go to the king, his children, grandchildren, everybody of male descent. Why? That's the way it was. So it cannot come back and fuck my offspring when the next one. So he refuses. Now that's not a good sign, because the last debate was shitty on your part. Now you leave it like that. It's like a bad taste in your mouth. You don't want that, and start over. So I think he should come back and be the one that he was in 2015 debates, or that cycle. He's not there. I think he pulled the plug. I don't think he lost it. Like, oh my God, he's like Biden. He's going. I don't think so. I think he pulled. Stop, horsey. And he does that because he sees the future clearly. Who's who and what are the options, the consequences, and the consequences are bad. So we're gonna have Kamala. Oh no, Kamala is. It's Kamala. The other one is Hillary Clinton with a belly. Remember when she was on camera? We conquered or whatever, and he's dead or something like this. We went and he's dead. Now that is our. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go to this one. Russia Today. Watch German police chase terrified child carrying Palestinian flag. A video showing officers detaining a small boy during a protest in Berlin has sparked outrage online. Now, I don't know exactly the context. They give this context here. A video showing German police chasing and detaining a child. Now, that's not uncommon. I tell you why. I worked in the system. I know this. I know these things, so take it easy. At a pro-Palestine protest in Berlin. Now, if the child did certain things, he was detained. Berlin has gone viral online with netizens on multiple platforms expressing outrage over law enforcement targeting a minor. So this is the police. This is a woman, by the way. She can't catch him. She can't. She's got a gun. She can't catch the kid. I'm not saying, obviously, I don't think. This is a man. These guys cannot catch the kid. Why? Because they're not, let me see. They're not trained, and the kid plays football probably. Let's see. Now, what did the kid do? I don't know. Look at this guy. They tried to corner him. Not very aggressive. He's fat. She's slow. And then further, then when they are trying to defend, look at the first two ones right here, the blonde one and the other one. They're like scared. Look. Hey. Those guys that are doing the job. They should stay in the office and tell them what to do. That's the next one. And they didn't see the over there how they stopped. Who's in front? Who's in front? 3 men, and the woman is protected. That's the new way. And she's going to be their supervisor pretty soon. And they cut. Again, they're surrounded by what? Right there. She's in the middle, and she's right here. And the men are over there. But hey, equal pay for equal work, right? And he got detained. All right, so I worked in the system. I'm going to stop this, baby doll. I worked in the system. I worked in juvenile homes. All right, so I know what's going on over there. So I worked with so-called, but they were criminal minors who did armed robbery. They went to store and they consumed all kind of things. They did all kind of touching and all that, and they were over there in the juvenile home. So I saw that first, and I worked with them, with the so-called residents. So it's not that you cannot be arrested. They will just arrest him on the street, bring him straight to the facility. And over there you do the, check-in and all that. And like in a hotel, come in. You inspect him, you with some other people, you take a shower and then squat and all that you do over there, and then you put him in the program. If he acts out, you have to do certain things to the child. So it's not like, oh my God, you shouldn't arrest a child. If that child wanted to hit my child with this or hit my child in the eye and so on, I think you don't talk to the parents at that point. Or who knows? My point is this: they ran after a child with the Palestinian flag. Obviously, this is for some kind of. If the child would have flown another flag, I guarantee you he would have given money. All right, so that's the one. Next, we have this thing I don't really understand, but I will try to. Maybe you have explanations. Russia Today: talk of nuclear red button inappropriate, Lavrov. Russia does not want an atomic war and never has, the foreign minister emphasized. But would you use it in case you are destroyed by your, how do you call it, nuclear doctrine? Nuclear weapons doctrine? Russia has no wish to start a nuclear war and considers it inappropriate, and quote, that is warnings of an escalation in Ukraine conflict are being portrayed as an intention to use atomic weapons. No, so basically he says, do whatever you want, we're not going to use nuclear weapons. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said, that's what it is. He says right here, he is inappropriate that it's warnings of escalation, he said, oh, you're going to escalate, are being portrayed as an intention to use. Now, maybe you can say, well, it's not like we want to use it, therefore, when you do something, we say that's an escalation, therefore, we're going to use this one. You know, like a argument, like a reason to do it, justification. But here is the bottom, not my bottom, but the article. In an interview with Sky News Arabia, Lavrov was asked whether this was the case. The minister responded that while Russia indeed has weapons that would have serious consequences for the handlers of the Ukrainian regime, meaning the US and its Western allies, it has no wish to use them. But you will be pushed to? I want to know. I want to hear it. We talk about red lines, I'm quoting, counting on the fact that our assessments and statements will be heard by smart, decision-making people. Correct, Lavrov. You are a diplomat. Fantastic, you are. To claim that if tomorrow someone doesn't do what we ask, we will press the red button is inappropriate. Okay, that's a different justification. You're 100% correct. So that's not how it was just here and at the beginning. Correct. I got scared for a second. Right? The minister stated, adding that he believes Western decision makers understand this because nobody wants a nuclear war. Well, no, things happen. We change our mind, remember? So he's not leaving it outside of. I didn't read the article. I don't read the articles. I read them with you. Sometimes I skim through to see if they deserve. They pass the test of having it discussed here. But the title, I was like, what is this? I read the first paragraph. I said, Jesus Christ, what do you mean? That means these guys, like in business, you have to be. You don't have to act first. Obviously you have to be. The art of war is art of deceiving the other opponent. You have to not reveal what you can do or your limits. Right now, if you would have said, well, we're not going to use that, that's revealing something that the other one's like, oh, okay, we got that clear. Now the decision, you can bomb these guys deep inside Russia with our weapons, which is going to be us doing it, actually, not the Ukrainians. So you don't eliminate this kind of possibility. This could keep these guys in check. The problem is, Lavrov said, for smart decision-making people. I don't think so. I think he's still thinking that there are some like that. No, you don't go by smart decision-making people. You find them rarely, and they're not in power. The other guys are in power. What do? You go by interest. You tell them this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna hurt, and by the interest. With this is what I'm gonna do. It's gonna hurt you financially. It's gonna hurt your family. In this way, this is what you do, and you don't. As I always say, in a threat, you don't tell the threat, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Okay, that means right here is going to hit me here. So I have to block or do like this, or, you can plan. You say, I'm going to hurt you. If you say that, it's a different story because you don't know how is the process going to be. It's going to kick me in the balls, going to poke me in the eye, grab me by my nostrils, by my balls, but who knows? So that's why you leave uncertainties. You don't want to be predictable. That's why Putin said we like Biden because he's predictable. We don't want unpredictability. That's why you do in a fight, because you don't know what the guy is going to do. That's why when someone stays like this in a fight, okay, you see everything. All right, well, you can anticipate, but if you start moving a little bit, not wasting too much energy, because after that you say, time out, I'm tired, by jumping around like a rabbit. All right, not like Usyk. Usyk is good. Why Usyk? Because Tyson Fury called, how do you call it, Usyk a rabbit. And Usyk is a fantastic, I think he's the best. He's the best. By the way, you watch Dubois fight with, what's his name, yesterday? Knocked out. Anyway, Anthony Joshua. Man, he trashed Anthony Joshua. What's going to be? Another Ngannou fight for Anthony Joshua? I predict that. Anyway, so I'm just revenge. So he doesn't come and say, hey, we're not going to use it. Well, we don't want to use it. It's a message for the smart people. I think you should work like with baboons. If you come here, I'm going to smack you. If you do this, I'm going to, like with the children. Yeah, baboon children, yeah, that's what you do. You say this is going to be a negative consequence. It's going to hurt you. You're going to wash your, I don't know, socks. You're going to go to your room. You're not going to go to the ice cream. You're not going to go for the play day with your favorite guy or something. You hurt him somehow like that, I'm just saying. But if you say, well, whatever you do, I'm not going to do anything about it. We're going to do what the fuck ever the kid wants. The same with the baboons, with the baboons in charge of us. So yes, Lavrov, I don't think he just eliminated at first I thought he eliminated that reality. You should not do that. That means it reveals your cards right there, and they go, oh, these are the extremes. This is what we can do. If you say this clearly, tomorrow the baboon's going to say, okay, we approve the long-range missile strikes inside Russia, which we're going to do. Next, let's go to the next one. Yeah, these guys can do what the fuck ever they want. So Israeli Defense Forces raids Al Jazeera office. Video, we're not going to play the video. Heavy armed, you can see right there. Because they expected Al Jazeera to have, correct? Doesn't. And look here, this is a woman. And that's a woman again. This is a man, So, she's a woman as well. So remember, this is how women are in the US militaries or in other militaries. They are with these kind of jobs while the other guys are ready to use that finger, right? Bam, she's over there too. They are, but mostly, and they will be there. These guys is supervisors in the future, being in the office, and these guys gonna have their bam, bim, bum. So this is how they show up to a news media outlet, right? In the West Bank on Sunday. So heavily armed Israeli soldiers enter the TV channel's studio in the West Bank on Sunday and tells them the following. And I'm quoting, there is a court ruling for closing down Al Jazeera for 45 days. So you're going to be, let's say, a soldier said, I ask you to take all the cameras and leave the office at this moment. End quote. And this is the video we're not going to play. Now, this thing with 45 days, for people who say it's only 45 days, it's like someone coming and telling you, I'm going to rape you only for 45 days. And over the 45 days, maybe we extend the party. Or I'm going to, chain you in the basement for 45 days. And after that, we're going to release you. No, it's 1 day too much with everything. So don't fall for this kind of thing. Oh, it's just temporary. Temporary banning, every media outlet. Temporary, the government's temporary. How about temporary? You and your mom, if she looks good. Anyway, just kidding. So this is the level. Nothing will happen to these guys. Nothing. Why? Who owns who? Next one. This is the level of the civilization, ? That we got in Russia Today. New rape reported every hour in London. Charities claim the real figure is far higher, with some crimes not brought to police. That's correct. That's true. If you have any knowledge in criminal justice or in criminology or in law enforcement. There is one rape report every hour in London, according to police data published on Friday. Almost 8,800 cases were handled in 2023, which is an average of 24 each day. The figure were obtained by BBC. This is a British Broadcasting Corporation. It is state-owned to a certain extent, if I remember correctly. Like Russia Today, right? No. PBS? No. Through Freedom of Information requests and show a further 11,000 reports of other sexual offenses. This is a crisis in London, the civilized city of London, of the English, the capital of Great Britain and the empire. It's a farce. The total increased by 14% over the last 5 years. What's changed in the last 5 years? To almost 20,000 in 2023, which means that sexual violence or rape was reported to police every 26.5 minutes on average. This is reported, not unreported. I'm going to tell you how much is unreported. Charities concerned with protecting children and women against sexual violence said the true extent of such incidents is far higher. Correct. Now, the London-based Rape Crisis Center has branded the findings horrifying, telling the BBC that urgent change is needed. Okay, what are you going to do? You know who did it. You know who did the policies to allow certain things to happen. Now those guys should be prosecuted and convicted if found guilty. The charity claims only 1 in 6 women who are raped report a crime. So that means you multiply that every hour. There you have it. What, 5 more. Among male victims, that figure is said to be 1 in 5. So the women are 1 in 6. Come out and say a male is 1 in 5. Only 1 in 4 will report other types of sexual assault. Shockingly, the police statistics also reveal that 4,300 children reported being a victim of rape or sexual assault in 2023. Explaining a sharp increase in abuse by under 18s, National Police Chief Council lead for police protection, Jan Critchley, said in February that a rise in sexual assault on children by other children could be attributed to toxic online culture. No, that's education by the family and in other governmental-owned things, such as violent this. So police and officials also contribute the increase to more frequent reporting of offenders, changes for sexual crime, Well, let's go to this one. All right. You can read those on your own. My point is this. If you have the leaders of a group in charge that screw up your society, they should respond not only being voted out of office, but criminally prosecuted. You know who voted what and whom. You know the names. You know them. They're on TV supporting this kind of policy, that kind of policy. Something changed in London. What do you think changed? You and I know exactly what's changed. Now, I'm not pointing the finger saying, oh, that, blah, blah, blah. But don't you think that plays a role? Remember, there are some areas who, for instance, arranged minor marriages are still, you know what I mean? And if you have a little, how do you call it, community or enclave like that, where they think that practice is, acceptable by their culture, what are you going to do? Because we are taught that every culture is equal to another culture, has the same value. Now, let's say some people from Japan move in a community in the United States of America and they demand, based on their culture, to, drive the car on the left side of the road. And I'm giving you a mild example. I can give you many examples with specific Springfield, Ohio now garbage, okay? Specific things. What are you going to do? Because if you deny the Japanese community their culture, trying to be, their culture, my body, my choice, what are you going to do about it? So think about it. And if in school, you change the whole society, with the school, with the government. You know exactly what I mean. And it's sad, not sad, that's a tragedy, that's a crisis. And how these guys are going to solve it? By hiding it, by finding euphemisms and coming with secondary and tertiary justifications, not the primary. Hey, this is because this, I think, this and this. Let's check them out. No, it's going to be politically incorrect. We're not going to be progressive enough. We're not going to be tolerant enough. Therefore, they're going to ignore, the garbage, and they will go to other things. Maybe we need more money for police to patrol the schools or patrol the whatever. Maybe we need more money for education. Maybe we need more money for the global warming, for CO2 emissions, whatever. They're going to come with something unrelated, and then nothing changes. And remember, these guys who come to solve the problems probably are part of the problem. That's why you see politicians for years and years and nothing happens. They're still over there. How come? How come? So the bads and the goods, what did you do about it? Oh, I can't do it by myself. Come out and say it. as it is. That's the first beginning, That's the first beginning. Yeah, that's the first thing that you should do. That's the beginning. Call it the way it is. You see it's a crime occurring, you see something that's not right, you come and say it. Now you debate and say, hey, this is the way it is. You can find the truth. If there's a good will, if you want to hide things, if you want to just, because of a ideology or something even more baboonish, then you're not going to debate or you're not going to try to find out the truth. That's why, for instance, in the judicial, in the justice system, for instance, the United States of America, I don't like, for instance, when you obtain certain information that probably will solve the case, but because the information was obtained illegally, you cannot use it in court. Therefore, the perpetrator, the criminal, is going to go out scot-free because that evidence, clear evidence, could not be used because of a, how do you call that, technicality, that you can't use it. Do we want to find out if this guy was guilty or not, or we don't want to? I know there are constraints, but that's something I dislike whatsoever. Oh, no, that's the testimony, that's the video, but because you took it without the approval of the other one, we can't use it. But yeah, but that proves this guy is right there doing what he's doing. He took it illegally. We're not going to use it. So this guy is guilty. That's going to be tossed to the side, and this guy is going to be not guilty, found not guilty. Now, that's not how I do it. I want to find the truth. I want to find the truth. Most of the lawyers could be eliminated. Their jobs could be eliminated by computers. Simply, I said this many, many times before, even in one of my books that I wrote, A Better Society Which Should Create, right? The same thing I said. The lawyers could be, a big part, be eliminated. You don't need them over there. What do they know? It's about a ticket. You have the law, you have the precedents, what do you need? And the AI will take care of that as well. I guarantee you, if the lawyers will not stop that through their lobbying, that's called. And I don't have anything against the lawyers, but I think if you want to find out the truth, same here with these horrible victims right here, I think we should tell the truth regardless how uncomfortable it is, because after all, it's about a crime. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I know, and I support that, the people who hide this or reinforce this kind of behavior, they should be punished even more than that. I worked in the system exactly with this kind of incidents, and I know exactly how parents or cover for other parents or step-parents for their horrible crimes, and they send the kid back into the arms of the perpetrator, and then they live a life. I know many like this, where the mother, biological mother, defends the boyfriend or sticks to the boyfriend or the stepfather of the child, just because you find it, you say remove, a safety plan and all that. She sticks with him, not with her biological son or daughter. And I know that. And then she, the mom, might send the child to the perpetrator's house, or in the same, expose the child to threatened harm right there, because you know there's a perpetrator, and he's a predator. You send him over there. What should happen with an adult doing that? A parent. The child is alone, scared, and all that. I'm not going to go into deeper that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you later.